Start here for our 2028 offseason. As the 2027 playoffs are going on, we see Tampa Bay take down Baltimore and Toronto, kind of our rivals right now. They took down Texas. They're looking to, mind you, three-peat as AL champions and finally go get that ring. And we get a very fun matchup in round two. Arizona and LA are battling, so we get to see. No, is Kershaw hurt? No. Oh, I was gonna say we get to see Kersh versus the Dodgers, but he's out. You got to be kidding me. Oh man. Well, maybe. I mean, it's a 5 game set. Is he on the roster? Or is he on the IL? He's on the IL. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Man, that blows. So we actually won't get to see that. But the Nationals beat the Braves, battle of the NL East. This is round two, so we'll hop in once we get down to our final four. Since when in this game can you sign a 15-year-old? I know by the time that we actually get to the international free agent pool, he'll be 16. But I just saw this. I saw a 15-year-old, and there's another one. That's just insane to me that we're signing kids just out of puberty. My goodness. And we are back for the league championship series. The Dodgers swept Arizona. No Kershaw, and they still, did that. Nationals 4-1 over Milwaukee, and Toronto took down Cleveland. So there's that. Tampa Bay beat Boston as well. So we have a battle of the AL East. Tampa Bay here. Zach Wheeler. Let's not forget that they acquired him. He was excellent. They also have Edwin Diaz, who they extended to a pretty cheap deal, to be honest. He signed a big one in free agency and now going cheap, even though his production has not fallen off. They also have Felix Bautista. So just a disgusting back end here for Tampa Bay. Definitely a really good team. Jonathan Aranda, the best bat here. Well, yeah, probably the best bat. Tampa Bay is a very good team. This is a really good team. They play to their Pythag. They pitch well. They play excellent. I mean, we know what Tampa Bay baseball looks like at this point. They obviously play Toronto, the team that just edged us to get here, the back-to-back AL champs. We kind of know what they have as well. The bats are elite. Vladdy, Varsho, Barger, Bo Bichette's still here and still doing it. They have Bednar and Abreu at the back end. They also traded for Alvarado. Actually, no, I think they had him. They signed him in the offseason. So, both these AL East teams made it a point this offseason to go get bullpen help, and now they're the final two teams in the American League. The Nationals are here as well. They won the NL East, and they're really are they good? These rankings tell me no. And their Pythag was 79 and 83. So the Nationals, on just kind of vibes, have made their way here. I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, they have some good players. I mean, Johan Duran is here, who's, the man. He's so good. So they're definitely a threat. But are they a threat to the LA Dodgers? Probably not. This team, they missed out on the three-peat last year. They look pretty set in that they're not going to do that this year. I don't see Pablo Lopez in this four. They're doing Emmett Sheehan over him. Is Emmett Sheehan a guy? What am I looking at here? Oh my God, he's been excellent. See this good in real life? How do the Dodgers just keep doing this, man? He's actually this good in real life. My goodness, how do they just do this? It's so annoying, man. Glass now time. I mean, this team looks unbeatable, man. Mookie Betts is in 8th with a 2.5 WAR season. This team is crazy. Yeah, they might be inevitable. They might go get their. I think it would be their 3rd ring in 4 years. Yeah, it would. They went back to back. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. And the Toronto Blue Jays will three-peat as AL champs. The Dodgers took down the Power Friendship Nationals, and we will see a rematch from 2 seasons ago in the World Series where the Dodgers took down the Blue Jays. We'll see if that'll happen again. And it's finally the Blue Jays' year. So their season came down to Game 162. a win and you're in situation over the Tampa Bay Rays, and they did that. Came in, that win and you're in over the Rays back here. Come into the playoffs, take down Cleveland, take down your rival of the Rays, and avenge your loss from 2 years ago. The Toronto Blue Jays finally go get their ring. So there we have it. And we've gotten ourselves a good score this year. 687, a nice score indeed. Well done, Foley. You're welcome. I see some interesting news here. Let's take a look quick. We have a new budget of $236 million, so we went up by $6 million. And look at this. The fan interest has gone up pretty moderately with our success this year. Our pitching coach has retired. Pitching coach at high A is gone. End of the year prospects. Let's get to that. But we have 2 new teams coming in, so that's cool. I don't mind when the game does this. I think it's fun. I think it's good for baseball that there's more teams. And all in all, why not? Top prospects, Bill Young, who what draft pick was he? He was 2nd overall. He takes the reins, is the number 1 prospect in all of baseball here for St. Louis. Number 2 is Tyler Tanner. He was he was the first pick in the draft. So first pick in the draft. Number 2, Nelson Fernandez. We know this power bat for Washington. Futrell, who was a first-round pick as well, the other catcher who went top 5. And then our guy, Max Carventi. He's going to be so good, man. I wish we got him. But 5th prospect in baseball. De Jesus, another one that we kept our eye on, still here. We'll take a look at the full minor league report. We're actually 6th. We're doing better than I thought we were. Leinbach, still, he's our top guy. Fine at high A, so we'll keep him there. Chapa, still 17, still plenty of time. Ben Blair, who had not a good year at Double A. I just don't get it. He's so good at high A, but terrible at Double A. He'll start his next season at Double A for sure. Need him to kind of accelerate his timeline. Zaire Hope, maybe a guy we throw on the lab this offseason. He's a guy who just is really good. I'm ready for Zaire Hope baseball, so we'll see with that. And then our other guy here is Birnbaum, who didn't play in the minors. He's still in our Florida Complex League. He was our other draft pick this year, 2nd rounder. So that is what that looks like. All right, we have our players set up for the player development lab. Walker Jenkins once more going to be in here for this, trying to tap into this power, generate bat speed. Andrew Painter's control is kind of on up and down here in between 45 and 50. We're going to see if we can solidify that up to 50, improve his control. Erod, we're here for his 2-strike approach. If this is even 40 or 45, he's going to be much better, and hopefully this average won't be as low as it was this year. Mick Abel, like we mentioned, increase his pitch movement to hopefully get this home runs allowed in a better spot. Sasaki, we're gonna, push our chips into the table here, and hope he can finally, put together a good season next year, or put together a complete season, I should say. I want to look to improve his control. Colson Montgomery looking to improve the quality of contact. He hits for power, but if he could hit for just a little bit better, if he's a 230 hitter and like a 320 OBP, then all of this kind of equals out. So we'll see what we have there. Liam Peterson in for his control. High work ethic guy. I feel pretty good about this. He's 22. It's almost time for him to, get going and get ready for a run to the Major League roster soonish. So hopefully that improves. Ben Blair, improving this movement to try to help out this home runs. He needs it really bad, so it almost feels like do or die here with him almost being 23. Zaire Hope, we're taking a big swing, hoping that he can tap into this power with generate bat speed. And Dante Nori, we're also going to kind of take a swing once more. I think we did quality contact last offseason with his high work ethic. We'll see if he can tap into this power, maybe get this to 45 or 50. But that'll be our player development, the guys in the player development lab. We have our new expansion teams. Let's take a look. The San Antonio Invaders and the Portland Black Bears. So 2 new teams joining the league. Why not? Let's get crazy. And we have ourselves our first award, and we actually have a winner here. Let's take a look at the Gold Glovers this season. Javier Baez winning another one at third base, which is pretty cool, to be honest. I mean, why not? I mean, he's not hitting. Cole Raleigh, Kobe Mayo, nothing too crazy, but E-Rod, our guy, winning a Gold Glove. So if he couldn't do anything this year, he could still play. He could still pick it. He only played 90 games and he won a Gold Glove. The award for Gold Gloves in this game don't make the most sense to me, but we'll take that award. Let's take a look at the other ones. Ryan Ritter, the lead defense guy who's in the minors for Colorado, comes up and gets one. No one too crazy here. Kyle Tucker in Miami. How did he do this year? Still another 5-WAR season. It looks like he already opted into this, which, I mean, how do you not? So Miami's I think they're kind of hoping he would opt out, and he did not. So they're kind of stuck with that contract. Let's look at the other awards. Reliever of the year. Looks like Sam Henches actually just edged our guy. A 4-WAR season. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous what Sam Henches just did for Cleveland. 108 ERA, damn near sub-1. In 83 innings, only allowing two home runs, 4-WAR season out of the back end of the bullpen. Probably deserved it over Kerkering. Kerkering was awesome, but he didn't do what Henches did, and that's all right. Kerkering's the man. He's coming back. NL reliever Johan Duran barely won it over Spire. Spire had more first place votes, but Duran wins it with the more total votes. So there's that. Silver Slugger. Let's take a look at this. Kyle Raleigh, Nick Kurtz. Byron Buxton goes and gets one. So there we go. He gets his second career Silver Slugger. No real surprises here, I don't think. And then in the National League, Orelvis Martinez for Washington goes and gets it. Other than that, no big surprises as well. Manager of the year, I swear they skipped. Oh, they didn't. I was wrong. Hunter Owen wins it. The elite power guy, 2-way player. Huh? Did he pitch too? Oh, he did pitch. He started 31 games and he was fine. And he hit well. So shout out Hunter Owen, rookie of the year. In the NL is Kiner Delgado, 32 votes now. That looks funny. Delgado we saw at some point. He was really good. 6-WAR season as a rookie. So the Pirates have yet another young guy who's a dog. Manager of the year. Doesn't matter. Oh, Jeremiah Estrada traded. He's heading to San Fran. And Luciano heading to San Diego. So that's something. Blue Jays guy gets it. And Dave Roberts gets it. Let's take a look at the Cy Young winners. So Crochet actually took it. Henches got 5 first-place votes. Deservedly so, to be honest. Michael Kennedy was a pitcher. Okay. I don't know about Michael Kennedy. I don't know who this is. 4th-round draft pick, the Luis Ortiz. Oh, the Spencer Horwitz trade. Okay. There we go. 3rd in Cy Young voting, 2nd in Rookie of the Year. And Crochet takes it. So 21 wins. The per nines are unbelievable, though. So shout out Garrett Crochet in the NL. Yamamoto. No doubt about it. That's who I would have picked. Closer race than I thought. Schwellenbach's up here. Wow, that's interesting. Let's take a look at MVP as we get a trade proposal. For Tyler Rogers, we're going to go ahead and say no to that. AL MVP does go to Marcelo Meyer. There you go. So 7-WAR season, he was really good, and he did enough to get the MVP in the American League. In the National League, Juan Soto took it. So Freddie Freeman got some votes. I was kind of thinking Soto would get it. We see 6 guys with first place votes. Juan Soto, I mean, he led the league in like everything almost. So Juan Soto wins it there. So those are the 2027 awards. I almost forgot about arbitration. That would have been a little awkward. So let's run through this quick. Taj Bradley, we're going to go ahead and offer. Well, let's see if we can cut this down a little bit and get him for less money, and we will for, to save 20K. Tanner Banks is definitely coming back. Let's see if we can negotiate like a 2-year deal here for $4 million each, and we'll likely do that. Funderburk definitely coming back. He wants, we'll do 1.8. We'll get him back. Cole Ragans. Let's see what we can do with Cole Ragans. I'll finish this out and then hop back in. All right, we have our arbitration deals wrapped up. We've offered longer term extensions to Kirkering and Lewis of 3 years apiece. Kirkering is a bit more sizable. He's been so good, so we'll see if we can bring him back. Offers to all of these guys with the hashtag next to him. And we're not going to bring back Austin Martin, James Outman, and I've decided we're not going to bring back Cole Sands. I think we can do better. He had a great year, but we're going to do a little bit more. And then we're not going to throw an offer for Eovaldi. Just too much risk with the fragile and too much money at the end of the day for a 38-year-old or a guy who's going to be 38. Unfortunate. I really wanted to keep him around, but the money was it's just too much. And if we're not going to pay a Joe Ryan or Pablo Lopez, then I'm not going to pay a Nathan Eovaldi. So that's that update. All right, we've kind of extended all these guys here. Taj Bradley's back. Royce Lewis signed this contract. Take a look at it. 9.9 this year, and then 11.6 over the next 2 years. Both the team options attached to it. So it was pretty team friendly. Cole Ragans back for another year. He wanted like 10 mil, I think. We got him back. He wanted 9.6 in a 1-year deal, but like 8.7 out of ARB, and we got him for 8.6. Tanner Banks, we got a 2-year deal worth, just under 4 mil for both those years. So definitely positive. Funderburk, I think it was just 1-year extension. He's back. And Kirkering, he got paid a good amount, 5 to 8 to 15. So we buy out this first year free agency, and he's back. So we have an elite back end of the bullpen guy who the Twins actually re-sign. How about it? Got a lot of international free agents here this season. We haven't really had any unbelievable ones. We might this year. Here we go. Kanzaburo Ono coming in. He's an 80-80 guy, and 1 in 25 a year. Elite reliever. So there's one very, very good guy. And we get another in Yuzu Toki. 3 elite pitches. Really good starter. So there's finally we get not necessarily finally, but we finally feel the effects of the international free agent market. So those guys will immediately jump to the top of lists in terms of the better players in the league and the better free agents that are available. Before we jump into that, we need to take a look here at our protection list. We got to protect 25 players from this expansion draft. So Andrew Painter, Byron Buxton, Kirkering, Erod, Rogers, all these guys need to be protected. I'll come back once we have everyone here. And here are the 25 guys we have decided to protect. The notable ones we didn't were Alan Roden and Rain Donkin, Pearson Hall as well. So it doesn't look like we'll lose anyone major here once we get to this expansion draft here. That's literally the next day. So before we do that, let's take a look at the top free agents this year. Ono and Toki headline this, but Johan Duran is a free agent now. Freddie Freeman, Eovaldi, some old starters. Paredes is here, which is very interesting because of the year he just had in Milwaukee. So there's a lot of talent here in this free agency class. So we'll see. Let's take a look at our finances a little bit. We do still have the 30th payroll. That is going to take a jump. We're up to 104 in 2029, but this year we're at 91 right now. So we can afford to spend a little bit if we really want to, and this is still with all the money we have pumped into the player development budget as well as the scouting budget. So we have kind of been giving ourselves some good leeway here to go ahead and attack a little bit in free agency. I don't love handing out massive deals, so we'll kind of see what happens, see what opens up for us, and we'll take a good deep dive into free agency this year and see what we can get. All right, we've made it to this expansion draft, and before that, we had a pretty big trade here. Devin Williams is just doing a tour of the NL West. He goes from LA to San Diego, now to Arizona in a trade. He wasn't that good this year. I don't really understand why his WAR was down when it was up a year ago. And he put up like the same numbers. I don't really understand that. But he's dealt. Casey Cunningham, former, I think he was their first-round pick. Yeah, first-round pick in 2025. He gets dealt in that. But I don't really know what these look like. So let's take a look at the expansion draft. Let's see who's going to be the star. Tanner Scott going to go be a star for one of these teams. Why don't we let's just how in the world do I here we go. Autocomplete draft. KC Hunt and Gavin Stone. These are the the Portland Black Bears. Here we go. They got Kyle Manzardo. They got KC Hunt. They're joining the NL West. I guess I didn't even look at what conference. I'm assuming this is let's say AO West and NL West. So here's Cody Clemens finds his way onto the San Antonio Invaders roster. So there's that. RJ Pettit finds his way on here too. So a guy who was with us for a little bit, and then Arizona left everybody off their list. So yeah, those are the two new teams, what they're shaping up to be. Well, we got a big trade here. Jesus made, a really good prospect in baseball. 43rd in this save. He's going to San Fran. Logan Webb has just been acquired by the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Brewers, who have been making the playoffs and not going anywhere. I think they've made it back both years. Well, they made it this year. Should have made it a year before. But they've just been pretty much first-round exits. Go and add Logan Webb. So last year was Trevor Rogers, and this year it's Logan Webb. So there's a massive trade that just happened. Sonny Gray's getting dealt to Detroit. He's had kind of a prolonged career, not kind of what was expected of him. He's been really good. He was great for the A's. But yeah, that's a big one. All right, we have a big trade here. We're gonna send Kendry Rojas. We tried it and it didn't work. He was one of the guys we got back in the Louis Varland trade. He the 45 home runs allowed. We're gonna send him off. He had a fine year at AAA, but again, 2 home runs allowed. Not interested. And just kind of a random discovery almost. He's got 60, almost 60 potential. So you look at this and be like, what are you doing? But this is a 25, almost 26-year-old with 35 control and 35 home runs allowed. This is not someone who's going to become much of anything, I don't think. He's been stuck at A-ball or high A. He's been good, but this is a almost 26-year-old who's only a 30 overall. So although the potential looks high, I really don't think he's as good as what his potential is. And I don't know if he'll ever hit that just because of how old he is. And we're going to go and get Yordan. Yordan Alvarez is coming in. He's going to play first base for us. I think we're going to try out Colson Montgomery at short at his natural position. But Yordeezy, he's coming in. We're going to make sure to set a strategy to try to deal with his fragility. And they're retaining 90%. So we could have got it done for just Rojas, but they would have only retained like 40. So Dunn gets thrown in and they retain 90. So big trade for us, and we go get Yordan Alvarez. And for some reason they're upset that we got rid of Kendry Rojas, as if I didn't just bring in Yordan Alvarez. And another division rival. That's adding on. Look at Andres Munoz ratings. Holy crap. He's getting traded here into Cleveland. He's been so good in this save. So Cleveland, who already has one of the more ridiculous bullpens in the game with Cade Smith, Emmanuel Clase, and Garrett Whitlock, and Sam Hinches, adds Andres Munoz. So if are in a close game or losing to Cleveland after 6 innings, the game's over. This is, Henches, Whitlock, Clase, Smith, Munoz is absolutely disgusting. That is something I don't want to face. Like this is our competition. I feel good about bringing in Jordan to combat it, but that is, those are 5 like elite players. Who do they give up? Nothing really. Man, if I knew him, Munoz is on the block for that much, for just that. Wow. The Dodgers make a big trade here. Tyler Glass now is heading to Baltimore. He was really good this year for him, helped him win that ring in year 1, and now he's heading to Baltimore. So Baltimore sending back kind of okay. So they do get a pretty good prospect here in Esteban Mejia. Got 25 control at 20 though. I'd be a little worried. So that is that draft lottery. We won't be up here, and it's it's baseball. So obviously the Yankees are going to get the number 1 overall pick when they're bad. That makes sense to me. Yeah, that was a little update there. One of the top free agents was Freddie Freeman after his great year. It did end in injury, but he's re-upping with them. He's staying in LA, presumably to conclude his career on Hall of Fame one, and he's staying there for pretty good money. So there's the Freddie Freeman update. Rule 5 draft here. I don't think that I think for the first time in a while we might not be taking anyone. Tristan Peters looks very interesting though. He could be a guy who comes in and compete, but we have so many outfielders that it's like, I don't know, it feels almost unnecessary to go get a guy because like they're not really going to compete. Because like we just I don't want to choose like a 27-year-old Rule 5 guy over one of the guys that we have. So I think we're going to go ahead and not make any selections in this year's Rule 5 draft. Johan Duran has signed a deal and he is going to Baltimore. So Baltimore bolsters their bullpen. 4-year deal, 130 total. That's a big get for them. Another team in the American League that is setting up to compete. They've been at Sosa, Matt Brash, Koenig. They have a really solid roster. Aroldis Chapman's a starter. What the hell are they? Oh my God, was he unbelievable for them? Wow, .28 ERA. They used him in an interesting role. 2 games he was a starter and went 6 innings in each, 16 Ks to 1 walk, no earned runs. All right, so for the first time since he was, let me see, in Cincinnati, he's starting games. And no, they have 0 career starts listed on here because he used to be listed as a starter in Cincinnati, at least. Like, that's how he was coming up. But, that's what Baltimore's doing with him, and he's in their starting rotation. Baltimore's got a team here, and they're, if their bats, if they hit a little bit better, then they're going to be really, really good. So that's a big get for them to go get Duran. And we have our first sign in free agency. We go and add another piece to our bullpen. A former Twin here in Brusdar Gratterall. Some might forget that the Twins were involved in the Mookie Betts trade back in the day. He was a guy that the Twins shipped away to go get Kenta Maeda, and they were part of that. And that was actually a 3-team deal between the Red Sox, Dodgers, and the Minnesota Twins. So we're bringing back Brusdar Gratterall. He was, he pitched 10 games as a Twin. He was really solid for a little while in LA, and for the last couple of years has kind of rode it out on AAA and just not really finding time with the big league club because of just how many guys they got. So he'll join us here for $4.8 million, and there we go. And we were going to go make a run here at Nathan Eovaldi, but he wants $50 million a year, and it seems like that's kind of what he's getting from the Yankees. So we're not gonna take a run at that. It's too rich for our blood. Another interesting trade here. Garrett Cole just got shipped to the Orioles. So Garrett Cole is no longer a Yankee. He's been working out of their bullpen actually for the last 2 years and got absolutely shelled this year on with the homers. Stamina's down to 30. So we don't get a very good update here on our thing. Almost everyone's frustrated. Not a good look. Excelling is Erod, and on track is Abel and Sasaki. Everyone else is frustrated, so hopefully that really turns around. Kind of need it to. We need some of these guys to develop so that they can really provide and we can take the leap that we want to here next year. And Nathan Eovaldi has returned to New York. He's going back to the Yankees. That's that's who we acquired him from a year ago, and now he's headed back. James Ellwinger, since we've done that, been really solid at AA. Still walking all a ton, but hasn't really progressed too much in their system. But Nate Eovaldi, we had a wonderful 12 starts with him, and now he's heading back to New York on, less money than we were looking at before, but still $44 million a year for 38, 39, and 4-year-old. So Nathan Eovaldi won't be back with the team, and that's that. Jesus Luzardo, a guy that we were looking at maybe potentially acquiring, has just been dealt to the Texas Rangers, so we won't have the opportunity to go and get him, but that's all right. He's heading to Texas. They sent a couple prospects back, nothing too crazy. I think Morel here was a part of a different trade. Nope, I'm just wrong. But I know this guy for some reason, but that's that trade. Stephen Kwan will no longer be in the AL Central. He was a guy with Cleveland who was really good last year, struggled the year before, but he's heading to Washington. So Washington goes and gets a very solid outfielder for not too bad money. So Stephen Kwan is leaving the AL Central. And one of the top international free agents here, Oh No, is signing with the San Francisco Giants. He was the reliever. So another international Japanese guy heading out west to join, this time the Giants, not the Dodgers. He gets paid a good amount of money. We'll see if he is a dude here in America. And this year for the Hall of Fame voting, Yadier Molina gets in, Robinson Cano, and Albert Pujols. Pujols should have been 100. I don't know how that's possible that he wouldn't be. One of the best baseball players to ever do it. And those guys enter the Hall of Fame. I think, what I like to do with a lot of these guys and what's happening in real life, Pujols might be a manager, and we're gonna turn him into a coach to give him the opportunity to do that. All these guys are awesome. So let's do it for all three of them. I mean, I feel like Yadier Molina would be a great manager one day as well. So that's the Hall of Fame class this year. So we made a run at Evan Phillips here. He's coming off a pretty big elbow injury. He was down for 14 months, over a year, but his ratings didn't falter, and he's still not fragile. So 3 elite pitches. We made a run at him, but he just kept up in the money, and we made our final offer, and he chose Milwaukee. So he's going to be a Brewer this year. And Chris Sale's tenure in Pittsburgh, where he didn't make a single start, is over. He is being traded to Tampa Bay, and if anyone's going to make Chris Sale become a dog again, I think it's the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Rays that AL East is unbelievable. I'm so happy we're not in that division, because we would not be, I don't think we'd be able to compete. The Rays go get Chris Sale. And we'll make our second trade of the offseason here. Rain Donkin, kind of a guy who has been at AAA for the last 2 years, playing well at AAA. Doesn't really have a spot for us on our roster. He's going to be sent to LA, and we're going to add a guy to add to the bullpen. Phil Matan will come in, and he will slot into the middle of this bullpen now that we missed out on Evan Phillips. Got a good amount of news here with this update. First off, our budget has been increased by $14 million, so we now have the 17th budget. It sucks that it comes right when it did, because right before we get that update, Yuzoi Toki has signed with the Padres on a 5-year deal for $205 million. I feel like if we got that update before, there's a pretty good chance we would have made a run at him. But Toki is heading there. We also have Tom Murphy signed with the Rockies. Starling Marte signed with them. But the A's have relocated. They're now in Las Vegas. So that's pretty cool. If we where are they? Yeah, now they're just the Las Vegas Athletics. Typically when the A's move, they like fully rebrand. So this is actually the first time I've seen them move and just be the Las Vegas A's. So that's pretty cool. Isaac Paredes is heading back to Detroit. He spent his first 2 seasons there, and he's going back now after a great year. So another really big free agent is joining the AL Central, and Detroit's spending a lot of money to bring him in. It's pretty much a 2-year deal with a chance to become 4, and there's a lot of money attached to that. We also have Zach Wheeler heading to Houston, so the Astros go get probably the best free agent available in Zach Wheeler, 3 years, $44 million a year. And then our former friend Pablo Lopez has signed, and he's going to Baltimore. He goes there on a 2-year deal, so he will now be in the American League. Wrapping things up here almost in the free agency, Dylan Cease signs with the Chicago Cubs. His ratings aren't too favorable. And then Jacob deGrom, who we kind of made a run at, signed a big deal with the Cardinals. Just a little rich for our blood. I want to point out that we've really been trying to get some of these free agent pitchers, but they're not going for us. This was our international free agent signing. This is a big get for us in Danny Buezo. I know it's another outfielder. It's just it's what was best available. So Buezo joins the team, and what seems to be the final free agent, or the at least notable one, that signs away Reynaldo Lopez, signed him for $17 million. We were offering him like 6 to 7. And then once it got to like 8 or 9, that's when we kind of bowed out. And he ended up signing for 17.6 for a guy with 35 stamina. Yeah, definitely too rich for our blood. And he'll be going to Washington. We were a day away from spring training, so we were pretty much 2 days away from getting our player development updates. And we are back with our player development updates. I don't see a very good one right here. Poor for Andrew Painter, even though his control is now 50. Maybe that's something that'll reflect shortly. Obviously not happy with that. I mean, it's not like it's a difficult one to do. Like, it's not one of the hard ones where you typically see that poor pop up. Yeah, interesting. Successful for Erod, but again, the avoid Ks doesn't move. It stays the same. So I don't really understand that. But we'll see. We'll see what we have with Erod. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We have an outstanding pitch movement for McAble. So his home runs allowed is up to 50. I don't think movement moved. I think these pitches might have gotten better, though, so maybe that's what changed with his thing. But McAble is definitely going to be a guy who starts the year in the starting rotation. That'll be good. Roki Sasaki improved his control, and no, he didn't. I don't understand this game. Why does it say successful and then doesn't change it? So we'll take another look at that. Nothing here for Colson Montgomery, nothing for Liam Peterson, Ben Blair, or Zaire Hope. But Dante Nori might have a successful power update, and he doesn't, because this game, again, when it says it, I mean, his contact went up, but did we not do bat speed? Any new potential within him either. So maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe he just doesn't have any more power then. So Dante Nori is what he is now. He's got a very good chance of being the 4th outfielder for us, and the guy who plays for Byron Buxton, like as his backup, because it's always safe to have a good backup. We'll get through spring training here, and then we'll run through the preseason predictions and the roster, and then we'll get out of here. So for some reason, with the expansion teams coming in, it's kind of messed with the schedule here. As after spring training's done, we're just hopped right in, and we get like no off days. There's only like 2 or 3 a month. I don't understand why it did that. I've never had that issue before. And then the All-Star break's like way early, and the season ends super early. And like I said, we have no like breaks. So I'm going to see what I can do to maybe fix that, because I don't understand why it's like that. So I've been toying around, and it really seems like there's no fix for this. I think we're just stuck playing all these games kind of in succession. I don't get it. It's very annoying, but it's it's what we're stuck with. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, we're playing on like every day, no days off. I've never really had this issue, so we'll just deal with the punches with that, I guess. And not a positive update here about, a week into spring training. Yordan Alvarez has suffered a twisted ankle and patellar tendonitis, and his injury proneness goes to wrecked. So, not ideal. Luckily, Yordan is back right before we get to opening day. We've got one more day, and then we have opening day. And funny enough, we're introducing the San Antonio team to the league. We get 1 day off of spring training. Again, really not happy with that, but we just kind of got to deal with it. We'll adjust the roster, make the lineups, rotation, and then we'll take a look at the top 100 prospects, preseason predictions, and then we'll get out of here. All right, we have the final 26-man roster here, and here's what we're rolling with to start the season. 1 through 5 in the rotation goes Painter, Alcantara, Bradley, Abel, and Iriarte. And then in the bullpen, we have Matan, Sasaki, Funderburk, and then a step up from them, Gratterall and Banks. And then the stoppers to start the year will be Tyler Rogers, Cole Ragans, and Orion Kirkering. These are our guys. I really like how the bullpen looks. I'm hoping the starters can kind of put together another good season like we did a year ago, and we have a chance to compete. And then in terms of the lineups, we have a few surprises. First off, Yordan will be a full-time DH. He will not be playing any of the field, especially with this wrecked. We do not want him to really play if he's tired, just play the field. Like, if he's going to get hurt, he's going to get hurt running the bases. We moved Olivar. He played first in the preseason, and he played it well enough to where he's going to be the everyday first baseman to start the year. And then, we've kind of made some – this lineup can change. I could see a lot. Just see a lot of difference. We're trying out Colson Montgomery at short. If he struggles, then Torrin could go in and Montgomery could go to first. Or there's a lot of ways that we could go. But as of right now, Sataki's catching. He's hitting ninth. Oliver at first, hitting seventh. Keishel at second in his leadoff role. Lewis at third, hitting fourth. Colson Montgomery at short, hitting sixth. Erod out in left, hitting eighth. Buxton in center, hitting second. Cruz in right, hitting fifth. And then Yordan, DH, and he's hitting third. You might see a pretty big omission from this roster, and that's Walker Jenkins. Zaire Hope had an excellent spring. As you can see here, he was second on the team in WRC+, just behind Byron Buxton. He has earned himself a job on the roster, and he'll be the backup center fielder. Dante Nori also really struggled, so he won't see the major leagues quite yet as like a stay kind of guy. So that is what the roster looks like. Let's take a look at a couple things quick before we hop out. Top 100 prospects, Bill Young, the second overall pick a year ago, still the number one guy here for St. Louis. Nelson Fernandez, still that big power bat for Washington here. Tyler Tanner, former first-round pick here, or first overall pick. Futrell, another catcher, the better one in my opinion for Baltimore, at 4. And then De Jesus, we know a lot about him, at 5. We don't see any Twins here. Carvente is still not up in the major league, so they're the Angels, who notoriously rush prospects, are actually kind of being a little patient here with Carvente. So that's interesting. In terms of top systems, we're 6th. So Linebach here, obviously our best guy. He'll start the year at high A. Behind him, Ben Blair. Again, we're going to start him out at Double A, see if he can develop and become, the guy for us. Chapa, obviously. Zaire Hope, who's up in the majors. and Birnbaum, the catcher, who I'm going to probably, he's going to come over. He's going to go to Class A, and that's where he'll start his year. Let's take a look at the preseason predictions, and then we'll get out of here. So, in the AL East, they have the Blue Jays taking it, the reigning champs. They actually have the Rays with a losing record, and they were really good a year ago. But this is an uber competitive division. Orioles, Red Sox, both up there. Going to be really good. In our AL Central, they have 3 teams with a winning record, with the Tigers at the top of it. So that'll be interesting. They actually have Cleveland, the reigning champs, here in last. So we'll kind of see what happens. They have us at 83 and 79, stealing a lot. Again, kind of lifted by the bats, I would say. Maybe not. They actually have us pitching pretty well. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of team we are. They think we're kind of, doing what we did last year, trying to fight for a wild card spot. In the NL West now with the Invaders here. The Rangers are still at the top of it. The A's now in Vegas are a part of that race with the Mariners as well. So we'll see how the NL West turns out. In terms of, top guys, they have Nick Kurtz, who, they have just bare green hats now, which is interesting. I mean, Nick Kurtz looks unbelievable, by the way. That's something. Riley Green, still Aaron Judge, Langoliers, Gunnar Henderson, Langford, Giancarlo Stanton, who, mind you, is now in Houston. He signed there, kind of their Yordan replacement. Another wrecked guy with great power. Makes sense. Hunter Owen, reigning Rookie of the Year, who's at AAA. So, all right. Okay. Naylor and Bobby Witt. And then pitchers Brian Wu, Hunter Brown, Max Fried. Kember Sanchez is up here now. I think how did they get him? He was a free agent with Milwaukee, and then they signed a minor league contract. And, yes, he was the big guy in the Brian Abreu trade. So he's now up. Mike Kennedy, the former, or last season, second place in Rookie of the Year voting, third in Cy Young. Crochet, Ranger Suarez, Nate Eovaldi once more. Back with the Yankees and Framber Valdez. NL will go quick. Phillies at the top, Braves competing. Cubs in the Central up top. Pirates up here, so the Pirates should be good. Brewers in range as well. And then no surprise in the NL West, the Dodgers at the top, Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants also in contention. Got to feel bad for Portland. I don't think they'll ever win games with what's going on here. Back at the top now, George Springer, who missed all of last year with a broken bone in his elbow. He's back, so we'll see if he can help Philly out. Not fragile, so he's still a guy. Acuna, Soto, the reigning MVP, Devers, Orelvis Martinez, Corbin Carroll, Ryan Clifford, Bryce Turang, PCA, Ketel Marte. And pitchers, the reigning Cy Young and Yamamoto, Paul Skeens, Mizorowski, Chris Sanchez, Chase Burns, Justin Steele, Toki, Ronaldo Lopez, Logan Webb, and Jared Jones. So those are the preseason predictions. When we come back, we'll get 2028 underway with our Minnesota Twins. So there we go.